Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and if you're looking at the thumbnail and not my face, you know we're playing with fire just having this on YouTube. Now what you're looking at in this thumbnail is Ron Johnson on the Senate floor saying things and showing things that are counter to what authoritative sources have imposed on the world, including the YouTube platform we're streaming to right now. So, here's the deal. I can't play any of that here. I cannot play any of that. But what I can play is part of a segment before Ron Johnson comes on the Tuckster a few nights ago, and really even says more in the Tucker interview, which we still can't play here. But we can play this precursor, which I think is important because we're going to be playing a lot of things on this show. We're going to move it over to Rockfin when it gets too spicy, when we know that we'll get banned for doing so. But the bottom line is that Ron Johnson and Rand Paul really need to work out a way to be the ticket for 2024 if we get that far, because they are far and away the only people saying anything of any significance and any truth to the establishment that is now oppressing us. Okay? When Rand Paul talks about submitting to your will, that is correct. Ron Johnson, in this Tuckster piece right here, we're going to get into St. Fauci and the religion of this as well because that's very important, actually uses the term sinister. He is correct. It is extremely sinister. All this is real, and we're going to be showing all of it. But there's a couple things that we can show first that I think are very, very important to establish that this is truly a religion of self and transhumanism. And when you talk about certain aspects of Satanism, there are many Satanists out there that will tell you they do not believe in a deity called Lucifer or Satan or the devil. They don't believe in a God. Okay, they'll say that they are their own God. All right? In other words, they worship themselves. And, you know, a lot of self-help and even neurolinguistics programming on oneself involve certain aspects of this. It's how we achieve things. It's how we gain confidence in many respects. But when it gets inverted onto its face that you are indeed the God of your own world and nothing else matters, you get to a certain sociopathy and narcissism that is well beyond that. And why am I bringing that up? Because it is what Fauci believes. He gets outed here by Tucker. I think that this is, that Faucian bargain that's been made. They found somebody that was so into himself and that type of worship that he was willing to do anything at the throne of transhumanism. I'm going to show you what they're now teaching your children in school about future humans. I want to shout out to the Burmis Brigade for putting that in my feed. So here's the deal. We're going to play a little Tuckster. I'm going to show you this book. We are going to show you the full Ron Johnson before the Senate and the Tucker Carlson piece with Ron Johnson. But I was also listening to Alex Jones just before this, and he was bringing up the quote-unquote good guys club for population control. Bill Gates, Ted Turner, George Soros, Bloomberg, Oprah. We've covered it here many times. I decided to fish out also that clip. So I think that we can actually play that clip on the YouTube segment of this video. So buckle up, thumbs up. Remember, I do need you to spread the YouTube channel. That's how we have a big reach to bring people to a platform that's not censoring voices. They're openly censoring voices. They're openly selectively enforcing things. I would encourage people to go check out my interview with Allison Morrow, who left mainstream TV news this week. Well, she didn't leave it this week, but the video is from this week. We talk about it a lot. The GoFundMe. Guys, I'm going to go to this really big soon because I am trying to get a building. It doesn't look like they're going to let me rent it, so I'm going to have to find a way to buy it. And I'm dead serious that by January 1st, I want this thing revved up. And the more and more time goes by that I'm not in that building, the less and less likely it is to happen. So expect a big push there. If you are not part of the Burmist Brigade on Rockfin, why not? We just got kicked off of YouTube again. There are plenty of exclusive videos, including an hour-long interview with Jay Dyer, the World Health Organization, and the current, pedophile scandal. They call it a sex scandal. When you have 13-year-old girls involved, what else is it? Okay? And we've had human trafficking scandals with the UN before. This is just another extension. So many videos that are exclusive, including meet my friends over at Healthy Junk Food in Orlando on the way through. A lot of good stuff there and a lot of stuff you can't find anywhere else because, again, we were booted from YouTube for the longest. And, by the way, we move stuff over all the time. Odyssey, thank you so much for backing me up. I want to remind people, I am a documentary filmmaker, and the clip we talk about with the Good Guys Club is in Shade the Motion Picture. If you've not seen Shade the Motion Picture or Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, it's going to be hard for you to understand how what's going on has been enabled. And especially if you don't understand 9/11, Loose Change Final Cut, and Fabled Enemies. They're all free right here, right now. We're doing the activation tour this Sunday here in the Quad Cities. Free refreshments. I'll be cooking food. Myself, Derek Bros, Pat Militich, and many others will be speaking. Think of it as a party everybody's invited to. 421 West River Drive in Davenport, Iowa, over at the Front Street Brewery. Please go check it out. So, before we get into this book, Future Humans, okay, let's get to St. Fauci and the Fauciism of the belief in his own self. You can't make this stuff up. And even this kind of, it fits the profile.
He's the physical embodiment of science.
So if you are trying to, get at me as a public health official and a scientist, you're really attacking not only Dr. Anthony Fauci, you're attacking science.
So let me just stop that there because, again, that I think is going to be very, very important for when we get to this, because this is the science that's being taught to your child. Science versus morality. Wrongs versus rights. Future humans. I mean, wait till you see some of the stuff in here. They openly population control is a header. That's why this is an issue. Do you want to save humanity? Because now's the time. Now's the time. And, again, Ron Johnson, we're going to get to him, but there's a lot we can't play over on YouTube. We can play this.
Oh, there it was. The third-person self-reference. Fidel Castro in English. But that wasn't a slip of the tongue. Fauci meant every word of it. Tony Fauci is himself a devout member of the Church of Tony Fauci. Now take a look at this still photo from Tony Fauci's home office. Look on the back, on the bookshelf. Do you see? What is that right there? Those are Tony Fauci prayer candles prominently displayed inside Tony Fauci's home.
That's real. That's real. And you can call that a joke and a sense of humor, but I think it really does go beyond that with the sociopathy, okay? So we're going to come back to that clip when we get to him and Ron Johnson after we play, I think we're going to play Ron Johnson first in the Senate, because this is in our government. I just posted the whole thing unedited over on Facebook. Will it stay there? I know I can't play it here on YouTube. I 100% cannot play what a senator displayed in the halls of government here on this platform. That's a reality. It's a scary one, but it's a reality. So let's get to, this is what they've sold us for well over a decade, that billionaires are good and population control is okay.
The price of admission is $1 billion and a philanthropic heart. And that meets the pricey requirements recently held in a secret meeting, a private meeting in New York City. ABC's John Berman has the scoop on who was there and what was going on.
Oh.
Behind closed doors on this New York campus, a secret gathering of some of the world's most powerful people. Gates, Buffett, Bloomberg, Winfrey. It was like the Super Friends.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 4 greatest heroes.
Together with others at the meeting, including George Soros, Ted Turner, David Rockefeller, they're worth more than $125 billion.
Let me just stop it right there, because the media does get some things wrong. It was David Rockefeller Jr., I believe. I don't think that Rockefeller actually made this one. He was getting on in years. Unlike Kissinger, who's still rolling after 100 and doing like public appearances. I think Kissinger's 100 at this point. Rockefeller, I think, bowed out. So they got that part wrong, but they sure deified them all. The super best friends. Billionaires that love you. Give me a break.
To have been in the room and see this meeting of the minds really would have been a fascinating thing.
That much money, that much power around one table. It begs the question, what were they doing? What were they scheming? Total world domination? This group, together for 6 hours, was talking about charity, education, emergency relief, global health.
All my friends are philanthropic. Well, they probably wouldn't be my friends.
An official.
So, again, philanthropy is the code word for we don't pay taxes and we get to practice eugenics. That's all that is. That's all that. Yeah, you know, even Snowden cracked a joke about these Pandora Papers saying, like, the real billionaires weren't in there because they don't pay taxes anyway. They don't pay taxes anyway. Global health. You know, that terminology was recently used when Bill Gates was asked about who? Jeffrey Epstein. That's what they were talking about was global health. Baby Ranch Epstein over in New Mexico. Yeah, these are the people talking about global health. And again, they make them into the good guys club, and they're talking about curbing overpopulation.
But the Gates Foundation told ABCNews.com the overwhelming reason for the meeting was need. That was the issue that galvanized everyone to participate. Together, they've given away $70 billion since 1996. And with the sagging economy, their help could be just what struggling charities need.
Charities are hurting, and somebody has to speak for all these charities, and if they want philanthropy to be robust in the future in the United States, these are the people where you really want to be talking about it.
The new Superman and Wonder Woman, the super rich friends, not fighting bad guys, but fighting for good nonetheless. For Good Morning America, John Berman, ABC News.
Fighting for good nonetheless. You see the brainwashing of this whole thing? Huh? Are you getting it yet? Do you understand what that was? That's a propaganda piece for billionaires. If you go here, and before we get into it, because again, they worship themselves. It's about transhumanism. They've already brought in their secret military signature reduction. They're talking about keyword warrants now in America. Keyword warrants in America. We'll be covering that later. This is it. This is the takeover. Let's do it. Let's type in the good guys club, right? And then just overpopulation. Oh, they're the good club and they want to save the world. Billionaire club in bid to curb overpopulation. Billionaires try to shrink the world's population, report says. It's all about depopulation. And they portray them as heroes. So, here's the deal. We are about to play this clip of Ron Johnson, 2 clips that we probably can't play anywhere else. We're gonna play. Hold on.
Price of admission.
This one right here from the Senate. Okay, this is where we're gonna go with it right here from the Senate. We can't play it on YouTube. You want to support me? Go make the free account over at Rockfin. Come over to a video where we can really get down and dirty with what's going on because we can't do it here. Okay, and if you want to support me, the links are down below. Premium's $9.99 a month over at Rockfin, $99.99 a year. You endorse me, you get everybody's content. It helps everybody, and it empowers me on a platform for free speech. So YouTube, I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to see this. If you want to go see it, and I encourage you to go watch it, you come over here, or you just go over to C-SPAN. You find Ron Johnson, I think, in 2 hearings ago, that's where you're going to find this. Because the mainstream media is never going to tell you about this. And then we're going to play his clip on Tucker. Guys, sorry, YouTube, but we will have to see you on the flip